I remember reading problems like this in high school, and they just drove me crazy. And even now, I'm a bit intimidated, but I do think that the one thing that helps is writing a good let statement and letting that guide you. So, Turkey has a population of 66 million people and is made up almost entirely of two ethnic groups, Turks and Kurds. There are there are four times as many Turks as Kurds. Oh my goodness. There are four times as many Turks as Kurds. Okay, so when I read this, I think I'm going to go ahead and write a let statement that should be obvious. I'm going to say T is the number of Turks and K is the number of Turks and Kurds, respectively. So I know that if I add these two, right, the number of Turks plus the number of Kurds is 66. And this is expressed in millions, and I'm going to say also because I'm not going to throw all those zeros on there. I'm just going to say my answer is expressed as in millions. And the other thing it says is there are four times as many Turks as Kurds. There are four times as many Turks as Kurds. So this is the one that there are more of, right? There are more Turks. In fact, there's four times as many Turks as Kurds. So this is the thing. This is the thing that I remember always having to slow down and think about the most. If I was to say that I have, if I was to say that I have K Turks, there are four times as many Turks as Kurds. And if I multiplied my number of Turks by four, that would equal the number of Turks that I have. Okay, I'm still going slow and a little bit I'm kind of treading lightly here because I just want to kind of process this. There are four times as many Turks as Kurds. So if K is the number of Kurds I have, let's say that I've got three Kurds, right? This would be saying that I would have to have, according to the equation I wrote, that would say that I would have to have 12 Turks, right? So if I have three Kurds, I would have 12 Kurds. And that works. If I have three Kurds, I would have to have 12 Turks. That works because there are four times as many Turks as Kurds. If I had five Kurds, right? 4 times 5 would be 20. I would have to have 20 Kurds. So this is correct. But this statement right here is one that even to this day I gotta kind of slow down and process, right? Um, because I think a lot of times people will just bound into this and they'll just go four times T because they see four times the T is the Kurds. Nope, nope. There are more Turks. There are more Turks. This is a smaller number. If I multiply this smaller number of Kurds by four, that would equal the number of Turks, right? There are four times as many Turks as Kurds. Okay. Now that I think I've got that squared away in my own mind and hopefully yours, I can solve this using substitution. So I'm just going to take this value, which is equivalent to t in the second equation, and put it in the top equation. So that top equation is going to become 4k plus an additional k is 66. So that means 5k is 66. And let's go ahead and divide both sides of that by 5. It doesn't go in evenly, but I get about 13.2. So k is about 13.2 million people, right? Million Kurds. And the number of Turks should be four times that number. So there's two ways I can get it, right? The Turks I can get by go ahead and taking 13.2 and multiplying it by 4. Yeah. And I would get 52.8 million. there's way more Turks, right? In fact, there's four times as many. There's four times the number of Turks as there are Kurds. So if you take the number of Kurds multiplied by four, that would equal the Turks. This is me still convincing myself I'm right. The other thing that has to be true is if we add those two numbers up, right? If I take the 52.8 and I add to it 13.2, I should get 66 million, and I do. So this is my answer, and there's a lot of problems where this does not happen, but this one thing right here where they talk about four times as many blank as blank, I gotta always slow down and really think about that. And I try to focus on which one do I know has to be the larger. And I know that there's more Turks, so I'm multiplying the Kurds by 4 to get that. Okay, let's move on.